Tractors are generally huge machines, but have you ever wondered how big the really big ones are? From weighing at about 27 tons to some being equipped with 1200 horsepower. So first up, we have this beast that is always on the right track, Versatile 620 DT. It's the 10th largest and heaviest tractor in the world. In 2013, Canadian firm Versatile introduced their Delta track line. The number 4 in Greek is the inspiration for the name Delta. Delta Track tractors feature a versatile 4-track system that is optimized for stability and traction. When it comes to deep ripping, the 620 DT is widely regarded as the industry standard. The Canadian monster is driven by a 620 horsepower, 15-liter Cummins QSX 15 diesel engine. Around 27 tons is how much this machine tips the scales at. Large tractors like the 620 DT are typically only seen in remote locations, as they are intended for use on expansive farms. If you want to own this model, you should be willing to pay about $500,000. The next one on the list is a special one for your plowing needs. The Big Bud 650/50, an American firm based in Montana, has produced the Big Bud 650/50, the world's 9th largest tractor. The 650/50 unit was built in 1981, and the firm only produced 6 of them. 4 units were shipped to Australia many years ago, so there are only 2 supposedly still in use in the United States today. About 27.2 tons in weight, the Big Bud 650/50 is propelled by a 650 horsepower, 12-cylinder Detroit diesel 12V92 engine. But still, if this doesn't impress you enough, I'm certain the next one will. Fendt 1167 Vario MT, a power sensation. Fendt, a business with a successful tractor history spanning 80 years on the market, designed the Fendt 1167 Vario MT. This was a part of the 1000 series that debuted at Agritechna 2015. 20 years to the day after the first Fendt Vario tractor was introduced. It's no surprise that this tractor is known as a powerhouse, given that it's loaded with a manned 6-cylinder inline engine that has a massive cubic capacity of 16.2 liters. What's more, it gives an unrivaled 673 horsepower to the auxiliary consumers under extremely high power requirements. The Fendt 1167 Vario MT is well known for its incredible output, and the Fendt Vario Drive drivetrain is also highly regarded. More traction, less soil pressure, and an ideal weight distribution throughout the whole contact surface, even with a large load, are all perks of the 3,000mm wheelbase. Now for something more American, the Wright 707. As luck would have it, Wright 707 is ranked 7th on the list, thanks to a string of lucky events. Dave and John Curtis, owners of the Wright by Curtis brand, constructed this wonderful American tractor in Great Falls, Montana. In 1954, the two brothers began selling agricultural tractors that had been developed by Wagner for use in factories. At one point, one of their clients requested a 425 horsepower, 317 kilowatt tractor, and that request inspired the idea for their first farm tractor. This is how the first agricultural tractors were developed. They claimed at the time of its introduction that their Wright tractor was the first to use an infinitely variable speed mechanical gearbox. By Allison, absolutely nothing can stand up to the strength of this beast. But still, the next ones are some serious contenders for powerful trucks. The Big Bud 740. The Big Bud 740 farm tractor, number 6 on the list, was manufactured with a standard cabin from 1987 to 1990 and is another top-selling member of the Big Bud family. Powered by a massive and powerful diesel engine capable of producing up to 740 horsepower. This Big Bud 740 is a beast in the fields. It's a very heavy tractor, but it's well suited to rough terrain thanks to its 4-wheel drive with dynamic power distribution between the axles, its gearbox without synchronization, and its many forward gears. All these features combine to make this an international favorite among farmers. Moving on to a more funky-looking beast, the Mary Crusher MT700. At number 5 on the list, the MT700 model is a unique tractor, not because of its aerodynamic design, but because it can work in settings where regular tractors would lose power and traction. It's one of the most fuel-efficient crawler tractors available because of its high-powered engine and extreme-duty mechanical power takeoff, which allows it to work quickly in the field while using less fuel. But that isn't the only quality this fantastic tractor has. The Mary Crusher MT700 is also flexible and may be used in a variety of situations. The crusher may be leveled in process because of its hydrostatic drive and independently movable lift arms. due to the same reason that I find the crawler design to be so appealing. This is a personal favorite of mine. But coming up next is a very dear machine for Africans, ACO 600 Ubas. For one of the largest farms in South Africa, Alphen Koos-Ketzer created the one-of-a-kind ACO 600 Ubas in 1994. The Mercedes V12 ADE bi-turbo engine, together with a twin-disc power-shift transmission, gave it a resounding victory on the difficult fields of Africa. Since the 1980s, farmers all throughout South Africa have relied on the famous ACO series of tractors. As a result of the ACO factory closing, however, tractor maintenance and repairs have stopped. We're now entering the last 3 picks, so buckle up, as the next tractors mean some serious business. The Wright 750 Earthquake, the farm tractor that shakes the ground. At third place comes the American Wright 750 Earthquake, another top-selling tractor from Dave and John Curtis's Wright Tractors. There have been a total of 38 agricultural tractors produced by D.L. Curtis Co. since 1973, with this particular model being on display at farm shows across the United States. The model's initial horsepower rating was 750, which is reflected in its name. As of 2009, 38 Wright tractors powered by Cummins, Caterpillar, and Detroit diesel engines, customers' top 3 choices had been produced, and orders for them continue to come in from all over the world as recently as 2013. Now for a truck that once had 1,200 horsepower infused in it, the Big Bud 950/50. One of the most powerful tractors ever made. The Big Bud 950/50 was repaired and rebuilt in the 2000s by Big Equipment Company and ranks as the second largest tractor in our top 10 list. The Big Bud 525/50 served as the foundation for the 950/50. The engineers also added more power by installing a 1,200 horsepower Caterpillar engine in 2016 to 2017. After that, they reduced the engine's output to 950 horsepower to save fuel and the transmission. The tractor was later modified with auto steer. And now for the pick you all came here for. The biggest tractor in the world, the Big Bud 16V 747. It should come as no surprise that a Big Bud tractor is the largest in the world. The Big Bud 16V 747, built in 1977 in Harve, Montana, is the biggest of all the Big Buds to date. It has a fuel capacity of 1,000 gallons, a horsepower output of 1,100, plus it has a weight of 50 tons, making it twice as heavy as many of the world's largest production tractors. This 760 horsepower tractor was handcrafted by Ron Harmon and the Northern Manufacturing Company team. It was powered by a 16-cylinder Detroit diesel. The Rossi brothers, California cotton producers, used the tractor for deep ripping for the first 11 years after it was built. When it changed hands again, Willowbrook Farms put the tractor to use for deep ripping. Big Bud 16V 747 is still on display today in Montana, about 60 miles away from its birthplace. The Williams brothers bought the tractor in 1997 and moved it to their farm in Choteau County, where it's used for farming. And with that, I'm gonna end this video here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.